Pickle, let's go to the hotline, and let's welcome in the head coach of the Christoval Cougars. We're joined by Coach Casey Otho. Coach, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing excellent. How are things in beautiful Tom Green County?
Cold right now.
Yeah, I'll say. I'm sure you like us had a couple of days of spring, and then kind of
It's been nice the last couple of days, and we got a baseball game today, so it's got to be cold, of course.
Kind of hit you in the mouth. Coach, let me ask you a little bit about your 2021 season. You know, the standard there at Christoval has been raised, really high in your time there. Obviously, the run of the regional final a year ago. You guys get a real tough draw with Burton in the first round of the playoffs. You know, fundamentally a district champion that ended up playing in fourth place. I'm interested. You guys finished 9-2. When you take a look at what you guys were able to accomplish in 2021, how do you assess what you guys were able to do?
Well, I think our record doesn't justify or reflect of what kind of team we had. We play a third-round game in the first round of the playoffs. No excuses there. We lost by 1 point. The things we could have done different, we look back on, and maybe it's us playing Fall City again for that regional final instead of Burton. But either way, I'm proud of the guys, and like I said, I don't think our record really reflected the kind of team we had, and it kind of keeps us. That whole taste in your mouth kind of keeps us hungry and gets us ready for next year and looking forward to it.
You've been there for 6 seasons there at Christoval, and the program, as I mentioned, has kind of gone to new heights. You're the winningest coach in the program's kind of brief history. I'm interested. How do you think this program has changed, maybe since you arrived back in 2016?
Well, what we kind of came in and installed was a different standard of what we were looking for in a football player and a football program. And, we kind of put it out there to the guys, and they've really accepted it. We make football important around here. And not to say it wasn't important before, but it's come a long ways, with the community and everything. It's something people look forward to and people just want to be a part of.
Talking with Casey Otho, the head coach of the Christoval Cougars here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, hashtag TF Today. All right, Coach, I want to ask you a little bit about your 2020, your 2022 season, a little bit. This is a program that obviously has high expectations. You guys are going to bring back about 12 starters from last year's squad. Do you have a feeling quite yet on how this team in 2022 will be different from your 2021 squad?
Well, that's the question that people ask on every year. And, standard coach speak is we're going to be the same. We're going to be better. We're going to be, stuff like that. But I really feel like, what we've developed here, the coaching staff, and like I said, these kids, I really don't look on who's returning, who's not. I'm just ready for, these guys to get out there. And a lot of kids, we have a great JV program, and they lost one game last year. These guys are going to have new faces, and they're ready to prove that, that they're capable of continuing our tradition. So, like I said, I don't look at it as like we're losing a bunch of good players, but I just feel like we're always gaining players, and each player is unique, and they're going to bring something special to the table.
On the defensive side for you guys, I know you're an offensive guy, but the defensive side has really shined the last couple of years. Most notably this past year, with you guys had the district defensive newcomer of the year, Nikolai Nelson. You've had some outstanding playmakers like Sebastian Salinas. What has it been about the last 2 years defensively that has worked for you guys?
Well, Coach Downey, our defensive coordinator, we work together really well. We kind of came up with this, this mentality where we want to build our defense with the best players we got. And then not to say those players don't play both sides of the ball, but we try for the last 4 years. I've had 2 linebackers that don't do anything but play defense. We try to build around that. A lot of teams at our level and things like that, they try to get the best players on offense and then, try to hold it together with the defense. And but we're kind of vice versa on that. We want to, be able to make stops and things like that because we have playmakers on the offense that I feel like we can score points anytime we want. But as far as holding people and things like that, we emphasize, that's where you want to be chosen. You want to be chosen as that defense, as that player, as that starter on defense, because, like I said, that's holding people on the football field. It's kind of a thing of the past. So we kind of want to bring it back to the future.
Well, one of the guys that I know you're really excited to bring back into the fold is your all district running back. You got a variety of them, but catcher Joyner, most notably, is going to be back after a really nice junior season. I know he's going to have to take a bigger role with the graduation of the district MVP and Josh Fava. But when you take a look at catcher Joyner and what he brings to the table, what do you see? What sets him apart?
Well, catcher's really excited about taking over that role. There's some things that like I said, a lot of coaches don't do the things we do, and I think that's what makes this program unique. Is we adjust on our season, our offense and our defense, according to the kind of players we have, the skill we have, the set we have. So yeah, we're going to do a lot of the same thing, but I'm going to make sure that catcher's put in the best position he can to be successful. I mean, Josh had some skill set that catcher doesn't have, and vice versa. So, like I said, we're going to do everything we can to make sure catcher is successful. And I really like the thing that we have going here is we kind of have, quote unquote, a running back kind of started. We got a lot of underclassmen. I got a couple of good running backs that played JV last year. They're really good, and they're going to be really hungry and things like that, which, if you got those kind of returners all the time, and it started back in 2016, 2017 when we had kids that, hey, I want to be like him on the varsity. And that thing has kind of continued on, and people take pride in those positions and things like that. And we don't have to beg people to be running backs, that's for sure.
Yeah, talking with Casey Otho of Christoval here on Texas Football Today. All right, Coach, let's address the elephant in the room, and that's the realignment package you guys got a couple weeks ago. You guys are on the move up. You guys are moving from 2A Division 2 to 2A Division 1.
Correct.
Let's start there. Does anything change from your perspective? What is it, from within that program, how do you guys approach moving up a classification?
Well, I mean, we've been in Division 1 before. It was only the last couple of years we were in Division 2. But we kind of look forward to it. You get a chance to play different opponents, to beef up your preseason or your pre-district schedule. And that's what we've done is we want to get, as much out of the pre-district schedule as we can in order to prepare us, for Division 1, 2A. So, like I said, we look forward to it. Change of face, change of venue. Change of attitude. Not necessarily so much as the attitude, but I mean, it's going to be a challenge, and it's just something we're going to embrace.
You're also another just interesting wrinkle, just because of where you guys are. They're in the Concho Valley, south of San Angelo, rather. You guys get to make the very rare flip from Region 4 to Region 1, which is a little bit different. You're flipping sides of the bracket. You're flipping, just all sorts of things. Does that play any impact into the way you guys approach next year? And what was the reaction to that decision whenever it came down?
Well, you can take every region 1, 2, 3, and 4, and especially region 2, 3, and 4, and there's a handful of teams, and I mean a very small handful of teams they're going to be, your perennial playoff run, make a run in the playoffs kind of teams. But in Region 1, we've been in Region 1 for a long time, and we just came out of Region 4. It's a different kind of football, and almost not taking anything away from Region 4, or Region 3 or anybody else. But that Region 1 winner is typically they're gonna be in the state championship. It just kind of seems to be that way, and it could change from anybody, from a Wellington to a Stratford, to Winthrop, just all across the board. Region 1's tough. It's tough at the smaller levels, and like I said, if you can get through Region 1, things like that, you're a pretty good football team.
And then finally, there's one other thing we want to address, and that is there's a 6 hour and 11 minute.
It's longer than that.
Elephant in the room, and that is you guys get a date with a program that you guys have played in the past. I think before your time there in Anthony. Anthony, for those who don't know, is the westernmost high school football team in the state. It is
mile marker 1.
Mile marker 1. You said it's longer. It says Google Maps says it's 6 hours 11 minutes. I also know it's a bus, so I understand it's going to take
a bus, lunch, bathroom breaks, stretch your legs. Yeah, it's a good 7.5 hours when it's all said and done.
So how do you approach what is truly one of the most unique situations in Texas, playing games against a program that far flung?
Well, you got to put just during the week, the preparation for that long road trip. Luckily, some of the guys have done it before. And we do it all the time in other sports. Like we play baseball in Fort Hancock. We play basketball in Fort Hancock, which is, 40 miles outside of El Paso, or not even that far. So these guys are used to that travel. The unique thing about it is, when we play football, we leave at 8 a.m, get home at 8 a.m, kind of deal, So, people dread it and they dread it and they dread it. But when it's all said and done, it's something that you can always say, hey, I had to do this. And, it's kind of fun sometimes every now and then to just be a part of something like that.
Yeah. Now, do you drive the bus?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say.
I don't. We usually charter to the Anthony just because of the late start. Basketball wise, baseball wise, coaches drive.
Okay. I'm just making sure. So if you guys see somebody burning rubber out there trying to get out west to mile marker 1, it may on a Friday night. It may be the Christoval Cougars and
not this season. Next season.
They're coming.
We drew the straw where we get the home game first.
Okay. All right. So you got a whole year to think about it. There you go.
Yes.
He's Casey Otho. He's the head coach of the Christoval Cougars. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on a fantastic 2021, and looking forward to seeing what you guys do in 2022.
Appreciate you.
There he goes. Christoval head coach Casey Otho joining us here on Texas Football Today.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.